Welcome to A Freedom Path. I'm Elin, and today I will tell you about our life living in this tiny house off grid for 3 years now as a family of 3, and I will show you around and tell you about our lifestyle. I'm Elin, and I'm 24 years old, and me and my husband, who is just a few years older, he and I built this house together from all reclaimed materials, and there's a video about it. You can find it below. And during the process of building, we actually conceived our daughter, so we now live here together with our 2.5-year-old daughter. We've been living here for 3 years now in this house, and we've done some changes and upgrades, but during the summertime, right now it's the middle of the winter, but in the summer it's really easy to thrive in this lifestyle, and we enjoy it, being close to earth, being close to the elements, and yeah, it's just really nice in the summer. But during this time of the year it can actually be quite challenging and rough with the darkness and the cold and the firewood running out. And keeping up with all the practical work just for caring for our basic needs and our home can be quite challenging. And at the same time, parenting a small child, yeah, that can be quite overwhelming. I guess a lot of you parents watching this can relate. So in the winter time, this lifestyle involves carrying water as usual and making a lot of firewood and having the fire burn all day, being a bit cold in the morning, waiting for the heat to build in the house. And it also includes just like digging away snow where you need to walk, and we have a really good guy who comes with his tractor to help us with the road so that we can drive. Otherwise we would be quite stuck out here just managing the skis. And it's been a really crazy winter for us this year. A lot of snow. We're not really used to that. But at the same time as this lifestyle can be challenging, it's also comes with a really nice qualities like peace and rest and connection with the earth, with Mother Nature and the elements, which helps us connect to ourselves and each other. Yeah, it's also really helpful to live like this, although the practical physical work is a lot. And we can long for more commodity, like modern solutions of heat and refrigerator and cooking and freezer, you know, simplifying. Oh, hot water, that's a big one. Yeah, we really need to make a bathtub for us. We're looking at it. We're gonna make a bathroom until next winter, we hope. Yeah, so living like this is actually also really cozy. I'm so grateful for having the fire in our home every day, lighting the candles, having a lot of cozy time with our family. Yeah, that's wonderful. So it has its pros and its cons. And I guess most families that live in a modern house have higher rents and you know, costs, daily costs, monthly costs. So I guess they work a lot more. If they haven't found a really good economic solution, then that's also a lot of work. So yeah, it's always like finding the balance and looking at the different options. So overall, I'm really happy with living like this, although it can be challenging at times. So at the moment, we started with only this house that we built ourselves, and we've been living in it for 3 years now. But this autumn, we actually upgraded and took a big step, and we bought this other wagon that we took here.
This is crazy. Now we are on the last road. Soon we're home. This is just crazy. Look at this. Oh my god.
And it now works as a studio for us, so I can do my personal work, both self-care and just getting some space and time for myself, but also doing my ceremonial work, which is my passion life. So I facilitate ceremonial spaces for women and do healing work with especially women, sometimes also with a bigger group of families. If you're interested in my work, you can find me on Instagram, and I'm elin.elisabeth.k, and you find the link in the description. Come on, ladies, come join my ceremony. So that's been a really good upgrade for us. I can't really remember how we managed in just one space as a family. You need to, especially this time of the year when you're not always feels like you want to go outside in the dark and cold and like call your friend or do your self-massage. You're not always feeling like that. So it's really good to have an extra space that's warm and cozy that we can use. But I want to show you our first house, the one that we mainly live in. So let me show you. So this is where we live. Come inside. So usually it gets warm and nice in here, but usually you want to have wool socks and maybe slippers, because otherwise you might get a little cold. And this is the entry. So here we have some like gloves and hats and all our outer clothing. So here we have some storage, and also we have our beautiful altar where we come to just center ourselves and maybe give a prayer or set an intention for the day. I often come here in the morning or in the night just to like gather myself and integrate or set an intention or smudge myself or whatever I feel like. But it's a really nice place to come for connection. And this is also kind of like our little mini bathroom area, you could call, or no, it's not really a bathroom, but we have like some natural medicines and balms. We have our toothbrushes, some jewelry, and that kind of stuff. And then here comes the kitchen area. So in this corner right here we have the water and some more storage for food, and this is actually a cold storage. So it's kind of like it's called skafferi, kallskafferi in Swedish. It's kind of outdated these times because most people have a refrigerator, but it does the work pretty well. if it's really cold outside, and it can actually freeze in there, so then we leave the door a bit open. And if it's really warm in the summer, then it's not that cold in there. Then you need a earth cellar or something instead. Yeah. And then here is the dishes. So Ruben actually did a really nice upgrade for our kitchen and dishes. He's the one doing the dishes. And he bought these at IKEA, and it makes such a nice space. Yeah, it does. It really helps. Just to, now we can store the undished dishes underneath instead of having like the full kitchen full of dishes. So this is the kitchen area. And this is a really nice ash wood. That's actually from a place where we used to live, where we built this wagon. We actually moved it once. There's a video about it. You can check it out. So this is a really nice kind of wood. It's super hard, and we prepared it with some beeswax and linseed oil. So it's really nice. I like it. And this is where we cook our food. So we have some cutting boards, and we have some spices here on the shelf. We also have our sink here, and we have some water in this one where we can wash our hands. So that's really, really nice. So this is where we cut and cook, and we have some cutlery and tools in here. And we have more storage underneath with like plates and cups and pots and everything you need. And then we actually have 2 stoves. So during this time of the year, this one is our main stove. We have a beautiful wood stove. But when you don't feel like making fire, or it's not that cold, then we often use this. And this is actually also a quite recent upgrade to have this gas stove. Yeah, gas stove. So that's really practical. It's helpful. Right now we don't really have a bathroom connected to our house, but we do have a sauna. And during this time of the year, that's mostly where we wash ourselves. So usually we wash ourselves in the sauna, and you can take a cold shower or a warm shower, or because we have like some water heating thing in there. And otherwise, if you don't feel like taking a sauna, you can always heat some water. There's often hot water in here because we keep the fire on, and we have some water on top in a big pot, so there's usually hot water. And you can just fill your bucket and take a shower outside. And when it comes to laundry, we do some hand washing, and we also bring our laundry to laundry machines at our friends' or family's houses. Yeah. And we would also love to look into more solutions for that. So if you have any tips, please write them in the comments. Any off-grid laundry systems, or bathroom, water, collecting rainwater, all of that. Please hit us with your solutions. And on the other side of the kitchen, there is some more storage. So this is where we store our clothing, and we have, just some towels, practical things. Yeah, and we kind of built it into the stairway, and I think that's a really beautiful way of using the space in a tiny house. So this is the living room, kind of. So here we have a nice sofa, and it can actually fold out to become a bigger bed if we would have any guests. But I think we've actually never had to like make it wider. There's usually just one person sleeping here if we have a guest. And we also have another little sofa, and this is also where we sit when we eat. So this table can actually fold out and it becomes a bigger one, and it can get also double, so you can bring it out and make it even bigger. So that's also, I'm really happy for this table. It's a really good solution to, we can have like, yeah, we've probably been like 10 people sometime in here eating dinner. So that's really nice. And we also have some storage up there. We have our books, and you know, we try to not have so many things around in the house. We try to like store them away as best as we can, because otherwise you will get like just overwhelmed by the clutter. So we try to store like some small projects and toys and books and everything. Try to keep it clean. This is Ruben's drum, and I have one drum. We really like to play music together, and we also have some guitars. Oh, and also in the roof there's something interesting, because up there we can hang our laundry. There's like a long thread, what would you call it? Snare? Rope, yeah, it's a long rope. And we can actually like take it down. Ooh, ta-da! And we hang the laundry here, and it dries. And it's really good because, you know, the heat travels up, so it often dries really quickly up there. And you don't have it like in your face. So that's really nice. So that's the downstairs area. And then if you go up these stairs, you will find a beautiful place where we sleep. So, you know, this is our beautiful bed. It's actually a bed that I made. It's made out of wool. So it's like a really thick cotton fabric that I filled. I sewed this like cover, or I don't know what to call it really. And I filled it with washed wool that I bought from I bought it unwashed from a farmer, and then I washed it all. And it was, yeah, I think the biggest process was trying to dry it. And it was like in the autumn, so it was really humid everywhere. Yeah, that was a bit crazy project, but it turned out into a really nice bed that we still enjoy. And I made it super wide, so it's like more than 2 meters wide. And then we have a nice hemp cover on top. And this is where we sleep. I really enjoy sleeping in here. It feels very held. It's like a little cave. So even when I get up here and I'm not going to sleep, I get really sleepy because it's so cozy and it really has that sleeping energy. Yeah. So as you can tell, we have a lot of candles. That's our main source of light. But we did a big upgrade again. So Ruben bought these nice lights that has, you can charge them. And yeah, they give a lot of nice light, especially during the winter when it's so dark here. So that's really good. And during most time of the year, we can get our electricity from a solar panel outside. And we have a little system here I can show you.
Yeah.
So in here we have a battery and a regulator and a converter. So here we can charge like our phones and the lamps and our computers. But during the winter in Sweden, it's really dark. I think in December there was like, in all of December in 2025, there was like 1 hour of sun. I'm not sure if I'm correct, but it was something like that. It was very little sun. And that's pretty common during the winter months in Sweden. So this time of the year, we don't receive that much energy from the sun through our solar panel. So we need to charge our batteries in another way. And we have one temporary solution where we use this generator. And it works fine, but it sounds quite a lot and it's not that nice to, use gasoline. So we're looking for solutions. If you have any tips, please write them in the comments. So now our daughter and her grandmother is in the studio, and we thought we might go and surprise them and let you see our new house, the studio. Come along. Åh!
Vi reste oss precis. Eller jag det.
Med mormor också.
Ja.
Med Momosa också.
Och Leia.
Jajamän.
Har ni det bra?
God apelsin.
So now we're in the studio, and this is our office, kind of. Now it's a bit like unorganized because I had a ceremony here the other day, and then I just took everything away. So now everything is kind of squeezed in there, but usually this is the desk and Leia sitting in a nice little chair. And here we have a little altar that we can, it usually doesn't stand here actually, but we could move it around where you want to have it. And we have a nice fire in here as well. And we have the cozy sofa bed where you can just relax. And we have a beautiful grandma and a cat. Och ni ligger och sover. That looks really cozy. Leia and the rabbit, they're actually sleeping there now. So that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to give us a like and subscribe. And if you have any reflections or tips and solutions for us, please comment. Yay! See you in the next video. Ciao!